Hey everyone, in today's video we are diving into solving rational inequalities. We'll go over how to find critical numbers, test intervals, and finally how to write the solution in interval notation. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a 0 on one side of your inequality and a single fraction on the other. So this question is good. The second thing you want to do is you want to look for your critical numbers. So you're going to look at the zeros. These make your numerator 0. So I have 2x equals 0. So x is equal to 0. Now this can be either open or closed, and that depends on your inequality symbol. So because this is just a less than, this one's going to be an open circle. It's not equal to. And you're also going to look at your undefined value. So that makes your denominator 0. So x would be 3. Your undefined values in your denominator will always be open because you cannot have the denominator of your fraction be ever equal to 0. Once you get your two numbers, so 0 and 3, you're going to make your number line. You're going to put your critical numbers on your number line. So you have 0 and an open circle, and you have 3 as an open circle. So you're going to go ahead and test. So we can choose, let's say, -1. We can choose 1. We could choose 5. So we're going to take -1 times 2 is a negative, divided by -1 minus 3 is a negative. So negative divided by negative is a positive. When I do 1, I'm going to get a positive divided by a negative. That gets me a negative. And when I plug in 5 for x, you're going to get a positive number divided by a positive number, which is a positive. Now, because you wanted to get a less than, you got to look at your interval that has the negative. And so my answer is going to be 0, 3, and both with parentheses because these are open circles. Okay, here in this question, again, make sure you have a 0 on one side and a single fraction on the other. So this one is also good as well. You're going to find your critical numbers, and my 0 is my numerator, so -x plus 4. Your x value would be 4. Now looking at your symbol, it is a greater than or equal to, so this 4 is going to be closed. My undefined values come from my denominator. Add 1 and then divide by 3. You get x is 1/3, and denominator always is open. You're going to take your two numbers here, so you have a 1/3 with an open circle, and you have 4 with a closed circle. So now let's find some values. We could try 0, 2, and then 5. So when you plug those values in, you're going to get positive divided by a negative, which is a negative. You're going to get a positive divided by 6 minus 1 is a positive, so another positive. You plug in 5, you're going to get -5 plus 4, which is a negative, divided by 15 minus 1 is a positive, so you're going to get a negative. And again, here you're looking for a greater than, so we're going to choose the interval that is a positive value. So you're going to get 1/3 with parenthesis, comma 4 with a bracket, and there is your final answer. All right. In this question, what you're going to notice is that you have a single fraction, but you actually do not have 0 on one side. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to subtract 2 from both sides. So you're going to add x plus 4 over x plus 1 minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Now the thing you're going to need to remember is that when you add or subtract fractions, you need to have the same LCD. Least common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by x plus 1, right, which is going to get me x plus 1 in the denominator here. And you're going to get x plus 4 minus 2 parentheses x plus 1, still less than or equal to 0. We're going to go ahead and distribute. So you would get, this would be a negative 2x minus 2. So if we combine our like terms with this x plus 4, you're going to get a negative x, and then a positive 2 divided by x plus 1 is less than 0. All right, now you have a singular fraction and you have a 0 on one side. So you can find your critical numbers. So if I use my 0 of my numerator, you're going to get x is 2. This one, again, looking at your symbol, is going to be closed. And then your undefined values come from the denominator, so x is going to be negative 1, and this one will always be open. So we're going to make our number line. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put negative 1, open circle, and then we're going to do 2 as a closed circle. Look for some values that we can test, so we'll just make it negative 5, 0, and 5. So plug in negative 5, you're going to get a negative 5, so it becomes a positive 5 plus 2 is a positive, and negative 5 plus 1 is a negative, so this will be a negative. You're going to get 0, so you're going to get a positive over a positive, which is a positive. We're going to get negative 5 plus 2, that's a negative, over a positive, which will again give you a negative. Looking at your less than, your inequality, you're looking at 2 intervals this time. So when we look at our interval answer, you're going to get negative infinity, comma, negative 1, parenthesis, u, and bracket 2, comma, infinity. All right, quick recap. When you're solving rational inequalities, make sure you have a single fraction on one side and 0 on the other. Look for your critical numbers, draw your number line, and test your intervals before you go ahead and write your final answer. If this helped you out, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more math tutorials, and drop a comment if there's a topic you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.